Hey, good morning, guys. UC here. It is a little before 10 a.m. Eastern, Sunday morning. Hope everybody's having a good time off. Quick update. I know, bunch of folks have been waiting for the license for the bot. So I know since we like to work closely with the folks who get it, and now the first group who got it initially in the first week of November is a little bit, self-sufficient and, taking trades on their own and understanding everything. So on December 15th, we will be opening it up for another set of 15 licenses. It will be first come, first served basis. I will open it up at 9 a.m. Eastern on Friday, December 15th. So just be on the lookout for that if you are interested. I know, there's you guys have submitted your name and email through the form here as part of your waitlist. So I will email you the night before, just so that you are aware of that. And just wanted to kind of give you a quick update if you are looking for that. Okay. All right, let's get into our weekly chart reviewing. All right, QQQ. So we have a monthly view on the right side. The middle one is the weekly chart, and what you see on the left is the daily view. So just to have a little bit higher time view and perspective as we're looking at different charts. Okay, so QQQ monthly chart, we had a nice bullish month of November. Then as December opened up, we dipped a little bit below, and now we are going red to green, right, with a little bit of bottom wick. So that part is good. Monthly looks good. Here is weekly. We saw a little bit of breakdown below. This was resistance, which acted as support, right? And then we saw a false breakdown and then back up above 386, right? And now we have to break 393.1 as this is the recent structure high. Okay, and this is how it looks in the daily time frame. This was your breakdown, right? Over here, no follow through, absolutely opened up with a gap up and then moved up. Volume is nice too. So yeah, the next move could take it to all-time high towards 404.6, and then who knows where it goes. But for now, things look good, right? Bullish is the name. 393 is the level to break, or 394 if you want to just include this top wick right here as well. Okay, but if it falls back, then we're back in the range of 385 to 393. All right. SPY, a similar view. Let me take a look at that right there. Yeah, so again, monthly bar bullish, right? We saw a little bit of dip towards the start of December, and then it went from red to green, and now it's pushing up. I think it's the run for the few weeks have been green, right? Weekly bars, trend bars. So if we get a little bit of softness next week, right, before another rally or something, it would be okay, right? From weekly perspective, as long as we are holding this 455 sort of pivot, right, which is right here, something like that, right? As long as if we move down and holding that, because that's where all the support comes in, right? These red bars, you can see daily bars, don't see any follow through, right? Anytime we see a red bar, buyers come in, step in, and then push the price back up, right? So as long as this hole is holding, we are fine. And if I look at monthly, so 473 is the all-time high, 474 or 479, right? We can just target that on the monthly basis. But for now, 460, 461 is the one that we need to see it break out of. Tesla. Monthly view here, right? December is so far looking good, but we really need to break out of this downtrend line in a weekly time frame, right? This is like a fourth touch point, or maybe could be a fifth, actually. One, this is two, this is 3, this is 4th. So now this would be the 5th time or 5th attempt that the price will do if it wants to get out of this sort of lower highs in the weekly time frame, right? So that's that. In the daily time frame, it's just been sideways, right? A little choppy. You know, if you are buying it towards the lower end of the weekly range, which is below 235, right? This is 235. If you've been buying below 235, it's been rewarding you nice. If you've been shorting above 245, it's been, you know, rewarding you nice as well. So that's the definition of the price being in range, and that's what it is doing. So now if it breaks out of this downtrend line, then 257 to 269 is your target on the upside, right? Those are the two major levels, and then this would be the big test as the price tests the monthly downtrend line right there. Okay. On the downside, if we break down below back under 235 and then even give up 230, right? This uptrend line, then 226 to 225 is the gap fill, right from here. And then if it wants to go down, then definitely we can target lower areas around 215 and 211. But again, you have to see it give up 234, 235, and then try to look towards the put side or short side. Right now, things look okay for the bulls as long as these things are holding. Apple, bullish breakout, really nice one. I know we caught this gap fill, right, as well towards the lower end of this flag. So if you look at it, weekly chart, monthly chart looks nice. This is the monthly resistance coming up, 198.2, and then of course the psychological 200 mark can also provide some resistance, but from monthly perspective looks okay. Here is the weekly chart, right? We saw a little bit of sideways movement to downward movement in the weekly time frame, but really a tight range, right, between 191, 192 and 188 right here. So it held that, and then we saw a nice breakout last week here. You can see in the daily time frame, the nice way, or you could say a place to get long was, from risk and reward perspective, is always the lower end of the flag, right? So which was this, and this was nice because this was also a gap fill as well, right? So it's not showing up here, but it was a gap fill if you drill down to like an hourly time frame and all that, and you would see it. So nice breakout, good follow through, and now the momentum is there. I think we see 198 and then higher prices soon. Amazon, this one looks like consolidating sideways, right? Weekly chart looks fine, no damage done. Even the red week had a bottom wick, and then we saw a little bit of move down below 144, got bought back up, and now we closed okay, right? Still not breakout, but closed okay. The monthly chart looks fine. There is structure is intact. You know, from monthly perspective, this was the resistance, right? Every time we would trade here, it would go down. We broke out of that thing on November, and then, you know, it dipped down in early December, and then we went in a monthly bar red to green. So now I think we can go break out of this thing and see higher prices. Like to see it maintain 144, 145, because that's where it's been getting these nice bounces from. Giving up that leads to lower prices. Google, what a comeback this past week, right? It was bleeding, but then we saw a nice jump, right, based on the Gemini news. So looks fine, right? Monthly bar, little bit top wicks, right? I would say relatively speaking, it's a little bit behind the general market, right? But overall, it's okay, right? It's holding. From chart perspective, again, there's no clear pattern, so I would just stick with things like gap fills on this one to try to play, or once it breaks out of this 138, right? Because you can see that has been the resistance for like since, I don't know, September timeframe, right? We don't have any closure in the weekly above 138. right? We do have it in the daily time frame, but not in the weekly time frame. So once we see a close in the weekly time frame above 138, I think that can lead to higher prices, right? On the downside, setup could be a gap fill play. If we see some weakness, then again, gap fill towards 130 could be a bounce trade. And then from structure perspective, it again needs to hold this. Let's do this whole like 127, 128. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. Weekly chart, monthly looks fine, right? There's just no downside follow through to any monthly red bar that we recently saw. So this was the only bar right here that we saw a little bit of downside follow through, but didn't really break the structure under 400, right? So we then monthly of November was a nice push up right here, broke the in the weekly view, it broke this channel, right? Nice a nice sideways channel, and then we did see a back test of that trend line, right? And I wanted to get long around 450, actually a little below 450, all the way till 448, and I was just being stubborn and didn't get it. But at least the thought process was to get long in this zone right here. So saw a nice move to the upside from there. So now if you look at it, if I bring the levels right here, this is what it is. So we saw a nice breakout of this downtrend line in the daily time frame as well. So it looks like the momentum is there, and it can start and see push back towards 487 right here. If I'll bring the lower time frame, it seems to be flaggy, right? It seems to be flaggy right here. So it looks bullish. A nice close too. All right. Let's take a look at Microsoft. Microsoft daily time frame is sort of sideways. Monthly is okay, right? We had a nice run in the in Microsoft, so it might be some profit taking, some sideways movement, but structure is okay, right? This was the resistance in the monthly time frame, right? We broke out of that. So a scenario could be, if we can be patient, is the retest, right? Retest of this 350 and 345 area. That could be a nice swing play, right? Because right now it's a little bit shallow pullback, right? So if you are going to swing it, yes, if you can get lucky, yeah, it might keep on running. But for a swing play, you really want a little bit of deeper pullbacks so that you have some cushion if the price moves against you, and you know, you can sit on it if it's needed, because you have this uptrend line as well right here. So if you start getting long, if it towards 350 all the way to like 345, and then this uptrend line, you know, this could be a good play, but we don't know if the price will get there or not. So if you are a short-term trader, this was the bounce play right here, because we had our support right here. If you see right here, right, this was the breakout zone. Saw a nice rally, retested this thing earlier in the week, and then we saw a bounce, but really not a big bounce, just sort of range bound. So, you know, I would say just wait for it to give us some more clear path. But again, you can look at it as a proxy for the market, that the sentiment is there or not. Okay, let's take a look at Meta. I really wanted to get long on 315. I was trading some other things, didn't really focus on this one, so I missed it, but the thought process was to get long around 315, because that was the resistance for some time. You could see right here, resistance, right? Even this was, yeah, we broke out of that in the weekly, but we closed back below 315, right? So this was all the resistance, and then we saw a nice move back up, back down, retest, and a bounce, right? So from daily perspective, looks nice, in a nice channel to the upside. So if we keep pushing higher, I think above 333, 334, we can see 340 fast, and then we'll see if it consolidates again there, because that's the recent resistance or the top. Okay. All right. Let's see, what other charts do we have? I can't recall. We got okay, let's do green boxes, right? Since we have people who like to do that as well. Let's give some Nike. Okay, Nike. Let's close this thing right here. So this was the green box, previous green boxes, right? Right here. So what a nice run, right? I think Nike can again be considered a green box somewhere. I think around, let's say, we'll just have to wait it out, right? Somewhere around here. And the reason is that's also an uptrend line. Oops, you can move this one right here. If the price comes here or around this level, this could be an uptrend line and a retest of the resistance turn support level. So we'll just have to wait it out, right? You know, we like to buy these green boxes in the hole, not like to chase these names. So the recent one that we played out was ALB. What a nice name. In terms of the trade, right, we did. So this was the green box from like 117 all the way to 112, right? Double bottom here, right? You can see a nice double bottom of around 112, right? And we saw a breakdown from the structure and then a nice move back up. So really nice setup, and it went all the way up till close to its recent resistance, structure resistance of 134, 135. That's where we also have a downtrend line, so some weakness is expected. Now if you want to trade this name again, you know, maybe for one push higher, look for a gap fill move, right? 125.3, that can be a gap fill move and then bounce back up. But for a larger breakout, again, we need this 135 taken out. Okay. MCD, yeah, this one just played out very nicely. I think from re-entry perspective, again, 270 is a little far. I would say 277. So we can definitely raise this one right here. So 277. Again, I like to have alignment of uptrend line and a support. So right now, maybe in a lower time frame, this can be a little bit of play right here if we see some move to the downside, right? Around 260, 282 is a shallow pullback. I don't feel comfortable there. So 277 to 275 would be my level to get long on this one again if we see that price structure. Win is a nice one. We already saw a nice Friday bump, but again, any dip below 82 all the way to like 80, even 78 is not a bad pull back buy right here. This would be a nice channel bounce, right? Support bounce at 80 level as well. So I'm looking for this one to enter if the price trades there. I have around 4 or 5 names that I'm going to post in the Discord right there somewhere. Where is the Discord? So let me update these names in the green boxes, right? We played out Nike, Costco, SMCI, Race, ALB. So yeah, I'm going to post some new names that I have that you can add in your list. So be on a lookout for that. All right. Okay, guys, have a good rest of your weekend. If you have any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.